Hi all, we're gonna go on a river boat ride in San Antonio, Texas. I was here last Friday. This was such a fun experience. I definitely recommend it if you're in town to go on the boat ride. They go over tour history and you see some beautiful buildings along the Riverwalk. Keep watching. So cool.
It was also the first restaurant here on the river to offer riverside dining and river dining.
This is American.
Yeah, he's eyeing me for chips. Alright, we'll see if this is any good. That is the table next to me. Hi, you coming to my table because you know I have no... They will go at anything. So pretty, you guys, just walking along the bridge. What are you doing, Duck? Are you getting some food? The riverboat.
Hey, welcome to San Antonio!
Woo! Gonna go on a river cruise, yeah!
Woo!
Woo! I'm gonna be steering everybody. Director.
Or Vegas. If you were to get caught using a 420 product, marijuana, it could be a little higher. Hey, guys, you got it. Now, are y'all ready for the narrated tour?
Woo!
Okay, she's ready. What about the rest of y'all? Y'all ready?
Woo!
There we go. Alright, so now if you're curious, what are these people here to my left side sitting for? What are these people here to my right side doing? Well, they are setting up for Fiesta Noche de Rio. It is a summer-long performance that happens every Friday and Saturday night from 8 to 10 o'clock. Yes, the sign says 8:30, but really they start practicing having a pre-show at 8 o'clock. Now, this performance, it costs $20 per person, and where do you buy the tickets? Behind me, with that lady in the white dress. Alright. And the best way to describe this performance is Tejano music through the ages. Now, let's see. Oh yes, by the way, that stage back there, bikini competition scene. That's I remember it.
Yeah.
Now, I have a video. Why is she referencing this way? Do you remember when the judge was asking the contestant, what is your ideal date? And her response to that was,
April 14th.
April 25th.
Oh, 25th.
Not too hot, not too cold, just enough for Pretty good, huh? I've been practicing that voice for 2 years. Alright, so
I got a
here
date.
to my right side is the Briscoe Western Arts Museum. Now, the Briscoe Western Arts Museum that opened October of 2013, and inside houses Pancho Villa's last known sword. And also inside, there is an interactive diorama of the Battle for the Alamo. And an old-style rotary phone. And when I say an old-style rotary phone, I'm not talking to that rotary phone you pick it like this. I'm talking to the candlestick rotary phone you pick it like a cup and put it to your ear. And you gotta crank it. And yes, the museum will play open. And by the way, this building had originally opened up from 1930 to 1968 as the San Antonio Public Library. And during its time, it was said to have been the tallest building because of how many stories it held. Everyone, thank y'all for not giving a standing ovation for that joke.
Woo!
Especially right here. Because where the support beams are located makes it the lowest bridge on the river. And it is also one of the 5 Rosetta bridges we have left on the river. Which means it is not held together through welding, but through rivets. I know, it's quite riveting. Here to my right side, do you see this beautiful family sitting and standing upon this island while the mother struggles with the stroller and trying to get someone's help? So that was an embarrassment on your part, miss. That was an embarrassment on the rest of your family. Alright, so, ladies and gentlemen, this little island back there is known as Marriage Island because on average a year, there's about 300 ceremonies that take place on that island. There is weddings and proposals. And it is said that if you were to get married on that island, it'll bring you good luck for the rest of your marriage. And personally, I do pray that's true because my wife and I got married on that island almost 2 years ago.
Woo!
And when we had heard that it brings you good luck for the rest of your marriage, we decided on testing that luck out. First for the honeymoon out in Vegas, then for anniversary on Louisiana Marksville. We went gambling.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, they weren't talking about that type of luck. We actually just finished recovering financially from Vegas like 10 months ago. So, for those of y'all that might be looking for a place to sleep for the night, I just wanted to tell you that I do not recommend this building in front of us with the rock strip to the right side of it because that is the Bexar County Courthouse.
Oh.
And it opened up in 1897 and is the oldest continuously running courthouse here in Texas. It is made out of Texas granite and red sandstone. And for that roofing, it is made out of green and red tiling. The 1980 film Cloak and Dagger was filmed here in San Antonio. What about Night Rider 3? How about Spy Kids 1 and 2? That's right. Now I got a question for y'all. Who are you gonna call?
Ghostbusters.
That's right. Look to the building to my left side and look all the way up. You see the gargoyles at the very top of the building? Guess what? This building, it was not used in the movie.
Oh, man.
That's in New York. This is the Tower of Life building. And it was completed in 1929 on close to $3 million. And those faces are called grotesques. And they are there to ward off bad luck and bad business. Can anybody here tell me what happened in 1929 when that building was completed at close to $3 million? The stock market crashed. The Great Depression had occurred. They had to sell the Smith and Young building on close to 10 cents of the dollar. After they completed it on close to $3 million. That is when the Sears and Roebuck Company bought that building for close to $300,000. Wow. And it only utilized that building to the 5th floor. Now, the building you see over here to my right side is the International Center. It houses the trade offices of Canada, United States, and Mexico. There is one restaurant located inside of this building, and here on the river level, it is currently flooded. Because this is where we store boats at the end of the night. And we charge them up like little phones. Because these boats here are all electric. That's why they're so quiet. Speaking of quiet, I'm honking the horn. You ready for this? 3, 2, 1. I told you I was quiet. But can you believe it though? There are 16 AAA batteries powering this boat. Just kidding. They're not AAA batteries. They are a little bit bigger than a car-sized battery. There are 8 of them over here on the left side, 8 of them over here on the right. So if we go down, it will be quite shocking. Now, we have passed over floodgate number 4, which rises out of the water like a little drawbridge, and floodgate 5, which is behind me. Do y'all see how it looks like a little drop-off back there?
Yeah.
That's because it is.
Oh.
It's a 15-foot drop. That's why I'm not taking y'all back there. So the reason why we have flood control here in San Antonio is because of a massive flood that had occurred in September of 1921, where the floodwaters were so bad that it was 9 feet above the street level. And after that massive flood had occurred, a man known as Robert H. Hubbard pitched the idea for flood control here in San Antonio. Now, how the flood system works is the natural bed of the river downtown like a horseshoe, like a letter U. And right now, we are currently on a man-made section that completely blocks it off like this. Because floodgate 4 will rise up, floodgate 3 just a little further down ahead will come straight down, and this will block off the downtown area from possible flooding. And it will send all of the excess water straight down south towards floodgate 5. And floodgate 5 can lower 15 feet in order to match the water levels as you see here. Now, is anybody here familiar of the love locks in Paris, France? Well, did you know San Antonio had adopted that tradition? Look behind me. On the Rosa Street. You see a chain link fence behind the concrete fencing? Well, when people get married, they come over here, lock their love in a place, and they will throw their keys into the river together.
Oh,
and
I know.
to signify your everlasting love for each other. And for those of you that may not believe in that everlasting true love, just put a combination lock on. Now over here to my right side is the Jury Plaza Hotel. And it opened up in 2007. It was originally the Alamo National Bank building in 1929. And inside of this hotel still houses the vaults from the banks, but none of the money, so you cannot do a heist. So wait, are you talking to her about the joke? So check it out, there's also other locks up there as well. There's bike locks with pineapples on it, and my parents, they added a certain type of lock because they had the type of wedding, the shotgun wedding. So to signify their love for each other, since they couldn't find a ball and chain, they put handcuffs. Alright, so if you look over here to my left side, past the staircase and past the trees, you should be able to see the San Fernando Cathedral. And the cathedral was founded in 1731 by 16 families from the Canary Islands. And inside of the cathedral houses the remains of the defenders of the Alamo. Most of them anyways. Because did you all know that there's two brothers fighting on opposite sides of the wall of the Alamo? Well, the surviving brother had a Santa Ana to bury his dead brother. Santa Ana had agreed, but the rest of the bodies of the defenders of the Alamo were stackpiled together and then burned. I'm not using the tiki torches over here to my right side. Yes, this is a tiki bar called Hugden's Oasis, where they only serve appetizers and drinks to the adults. And anybody underneath the age of 21 gets put outside. Now, do you see this giant tree over here to my left? This is the oldest cypress tree on the Riverwalk. It is well over 200 years old.
Wow.
And it does have a couple of nicknames to it. One, it is known as the sniper tree because during the Texas Revolution, a Mexican soldier was stationed up there with his rifle and would shoot any unsuspecting Texans that were watering the horses along this area of the river. Second nickname for that tree is the Ben Milam tree. Ben Milam was an unsuspecting Texan on the river. He was a colonel during the Texas Revolution, and he was recruiting members into the army along the river until December 7th of 1835. That's when he got shot in the head by the Mexican sniper, and he instantly perished from that headshot wound. Don't worry, it's the only gruesome story I'm allowed to tell y'all. Now, behind me is floodgate number 3, where the door comes straight down, and if it started to flood and you're underneath that door, you don't want it to go down any faster than that. And will y'all pardon me for just one moment, please? Thank you. Don't worry, I do promise y'all this is a clear liquid. Speaking of clear liquids, does anybody here enjoy drinking alcohol so much that even if it were to become illegal again, that you would still drink it anyways? If that silence means yes, this is the perfect place for you, behind me to the right side. That is the Esquire Tavern, and it was established in 1933. Yes, the same year that Prohibition was lifted. And before the tavern was established as a tavern, it was... And it is rumored that just 6 minutes after Prohibition was lifted, the Esquire Tavern had opened up as a fully stocked bar. Just 6 minutes after Prohibition was lifted. So yes, inside of the Esquire, there's still a speakeasy bar, which, fortunately for y'all, it is only open on Wednesdays, Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays from 6 p.m. to 2 a.m. Would y'all like to know the password for that speakeasy bar? That'd be $80, please. Alright, just kidding. So you have to walk up inside of the Esquire Tavern, walk towards the restrooms, and once when you see a door that reads downstairs, knock on the door 4 times and say the polar bear has risen. It's pretty cool. Highly recommend checking it out. Though, for those of y'all that are uncomfortable by taxidermy, don't go. So, who here has seen the movie Selena? Starring J-Lo? Good. For those of you that have seen the movie Selena, I want to get your attention onto me. And I want for you to be jealous of me.
Okay.
You ready?
No.
Yeah. Because that bridge behind me was used in the movie Selena. During part of the scene with Selena Quintanilla and Chris Perez, we're talking on that bridge and how they should get married. And in the movie, do you remember the scene where she was sitting on it from this side and the boat captain was going underneath the bridge?
Yeah.
Guess what?
Right.
It wasn't me. She said that joke a couple of times. So, over here to my left side, would you believe me if I told you this building had opened up during the mid-1800s? Yep, this building opened up 16 years after the Battle for the Alamo. And it opened up in 1853 as the St. Mary's School for Boys. And then later on became St. Mary's College School of Law. And two graduates from the School of Law had decided on quitting their path of law and had transformed their old school into a hotel called La Mansion del Rio in 1968. Then in 2006, Omni had bought it out and it transformed it from the La Mansion del Rio to the Omni. La Mansion del Rio. Pretty big name change, huh? Now, for those of you all that enjoy optical illusions, look to the building on my left side right now. Look all the way up right now to my left side. This wall looks like it's flat. It looks like it's freestanding. And the reason for this is because this is an iron building, which means it is in the form of a triangle. And this building had first opened up in 1930 as the Nick's Hospital. And it was the first hospital here in the United States to offer central air conditioning. And it was also the birthplace of the comedian Carol Burnett, Oliver North the Colonel, and even the former mayor, Henry Cisneros. And by the way, the building is no longer being used as a hospital, now being transformed into a hotel. Ah, yes. A hospital being transformed into a hotel. Another possibly haunted hotel. But I do want to tell you something. That is not the worst thing here in San Antonio, to be transformed into a hotel. Would you like to know the worst thing in my personal opinion?
Yeah.
Sure.
It was an old jailhouse used for public executions.
Oh.
And today, it's a Holiday Inn. It's not the Holiday Inn on the Riverwalk, it is the Holiday Inn Express by Travis Park. And if you are staying there, or you're planning on staying there now, good luck. Whatever you do not stay on the bottom floors. And over here to my left side is the Hyatt Regency Hotel. And it opened up in 1981, and it was hoping on being 30 stories tall. But today the building is only 16 stories tall. And the reason for this dramatic change is because the Alamo is its next door neighbor. And the Alamo is a war memorial. And you cannot cast a single shadow upon any war memorial at any time throughout the year. Now if you'd like to get to the Alamo from the Riverwalk, you're between two society clubs. And then had later on opened up as an apartment building. Has anyone here ever read a book called Roots? Or at least seen a TV show or the movie? Well, the author of the book Roots, Alex Haley, had actually resided in the Casino Club building. By the way, the building is not a casino, it is just called that. Now, if you're looking for Tex-Mex food, you have come to the right place. Here's Tex-Mex over here to my left, over here to my right, in front of us to the left, in front of us to the right. There is Tex-Mex, 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 and Tex-Mex. And for those of you all that are looking for steak, seafood, and a good sweet margarita, I recommend Bujo's over here to my right side, because they also have a really good prickly pear margarita. Where I intended on trying one of them, but I did end up getting 6 of them. And over here to my left side is Cafe LA, which is home to the 60-ounce margarita with 13 shots for $30. 60 ounces, 13 shots, $30. I heard you correctly. And over here to my right side is the Republic of Texas, where they serve their own tequila and whiskey. And this used to be the office for Robert H.H. Hugman. You're actually going to be seeing a bust of him over here to my right side next to the stairs. That is what Robert H.H. Hugman had looked like. Do you remember him? The father and architect of the Riverwalk? The one that came up with the idea for flood control here in San Antonio? Anyway. Hey, I'm working here! Anyways, Robert H.H. Hugman, he is the father and architect of the Riverwalk. After his plans for flood control was finally completed in 1941, 20 years after that massive flood that was 9 feet above sea level, I'll let you know those money I Wait, are you offering it? But yeah, so over here to my right side is Casa Rio. And Casa Rio is the first restaurant here on the river. Not only to be here, but to also offer river, I'm just kidding, riverside dining and river dining. Now, did y'all know you can go to any one of these restaurants here on the Riverwalk, including the ones over at the Pearl, and request for a dinner or a cocktail boat? Now, rather than the chairs and benches you're currently sitting on, that we replace them with tables and pull-out chairs? That's right. It's just there to look pretty. Though what I can tell you about it is the artist behind it. Her name is Leticia Huerta, and she had made it out of recycled bicycle parts.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, I thought that part was pretty cool too. And over here to my right side is a man way behind you. Every day.
Woo!
Now, if you look over here to my right side, through the clearing of the trees, you see that tall tower way up in the sky? Doesn't it kind of look like a churro holding a cupcake? Okay, good. It's not just me. That is the Tower of the Americas. And it was built there as a staple for the World's Hemisphere of 1968. And up to the very top of that antenna, it stands at 750 feet tall. It is the second largest freestanding tower here in the United States. The first one is not the Space Needle in Seattle. It's actually the Stratosphere in Las Vegas. Now the Tower of the Americas here, if you do not want to take the elevator up to the observation deck, or even to that restaurant that rotates 360 degrees every hour, then don't worry. You can just take the 952 steps.
Oh,
Somebody actually ran up those steps in only 5 minutes and 18 seconds. And I'll tell you this, I'm never doing that again. Nah, just kidding. That school was actually made on January 29th of 1981 by a 16, and it was originally called River Center Mall. And today, inside of this mall, there are a little over 100 retailer stores. There are 5 restaurants here on the outside of the river level alone, because there are many more restaurants inside, which even includes a Dave & Buster's, where you can drink and play at the same time. Oh, and parents, I'm sorry for saying this in front of your children. Not only is there a trampoline set inside of this mall, or a sky-high jungle gym where the kids can do a zip line on, there's also a rock climbing set where I believe adults can play on it as well. There's also a Build-A-Bear workshop, an aquarium called Sea Life, a dinosaur quest, and a Legoland Discovery.
Oh no.
You know, where people wait in line for blocks. By the way, there's also 2 movie theaters inside of this mall. One is an IMAX movie theater, which has a really big screen, but the second movie theater is the one I like to go to for dates. Because not only do they have a bar in the lobby, but they also have reclining chairs. But they're not just reclining chairs. They are coupled reclining chairs. Which did make it a little hard to watch a certain shade of movie. By the way, have y'all noticed yet that the foundation of San Antonio is of limestone? No? It's okay. A lot of people just take this for granted. I guess that was kind of a hard joke, huh? Alright, so look behind me to the left side, up high. Do you see that pinkish building? That is the Marriott River Center. And it was completed along the lawn. It's attached to in 1980.